Hey there, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Allie and I'm a watercolor artist. I run a watercolor business, and one of my favorite ways of earning an income is by doing custom pet portraits. I started offering custom pet portraits to people back in 2018, and since then I've been able to paint over 100 dogs and cats for people all over the world. Today I want to share with you ways on how you too can start your own custom pet portrait business. If that is something you have dreamed of doing and earning an income from your paintings, then I want this to be able to help you and kickstart your journey. There are a few things you'll want to think about before you actually go to launch your pet portrait business. First thing is pricing and the options that you're going to offer. For example, I offer 5x7, 8x10, 11x14 sizes. Those are nice standard frame sizes. Occasionally I'll offer a more custom size for them, but it's pretty rare, so these standard sizes work really well for me, especially when it comes to shipping out their portraits. Another thing that you'll want to think about then, of course, is your pricing. Pricing is a really tricky subject, I know, for a lot of us, especially when you're first starting out, because you're not really sure what to charge. So I'd recommend finding some of your favorite portrait artists and see what they're charging over on their website. Kind of gauge to see what the market is charging for custom watercolor pet portraits and the sizes that you want to offer. Do they offer custom backgrounds? I will allow the customer to add it on as an upgrade. Otherwise, I just price out my portraits as a white background, so no background, but if they want to include a color or some type of scenery, they are able to do that within the checkout option. Another big part of determining your pricing is to understand how long a portrait will take you to complete. So of course, different size portraits are going to take longer and shorter amount of time, and you might find that you'll get faster, or maybe like me, you'll get slower at your portrait paintings, and that's because I've chosen to get more detailed within my paintings, so they actually take me a longer time instead of what you would think would be getting faster for me. With that, it's definitely helped me understand how much I need to charge for my portraits. So that brings me to my next point, and that is to determine how many spots that you want to offer for your portraits. And this could be per month, maybe it's per week. It kind of depends on how much time you have to give to this business of yours, if it's full-time, part-time. Determine how many you want to take on. You could launch a certain amount of spots per month, and once they fill up, you don't reopen them until the next month, or you could keep the listing open all the time and just have a certain amount of turnaround time. For me, I have tried both of these ways of offering portraits. I have done limited amount of spots per month, and then I've also kept them open, and then I usually always have a 30-day turnaround from the time that the customer will purchase the portrait and provide me the reference photo. 30 days later, I will ship out their portrait. So you need to determine how much time that you'll be able to devote to your paintings per week, per month, whatever works best for you and your schedule. And in the beginning, you don't want to get overwhelmed. You really want to focus on getting your process down. So I really recommend not taking on too many at the beginning. Maybe start small, 1 or 2 portraits for the month, just so you can get a good feel for what you're doing. So once you determine your pricing and how many portraits you want to offer, then you'll need to start listing your portraits to be able to be purchased online. So this could look like setting up your own website. I've done this through Squarespace, or you can set up an Etsy shop. And I'm not going to go into great detail on how to set up your website or an Etsy shop within this video, but just know that you need a way to accept payments and orders for your custom pet portraits. And I want to emphasize how important it is to have a place where your customer can go and read the details about what you offer so they know what to expect, have a place for them to be able to accept a payment, also share examples of your work. It just really helps to create that trust and relationship with your customer where they can go online, know exactly what they're getting from you. So one of the best ways to get started offering your custom pet portraits online is actually just with an Etsy shop. Etsy shops are really easy to get started. All you need to do is set up a shop and then create your listing. And a part of the listing is you need to have photo examples of your work. So this brings me to another really important part of launching a pet portrait business is having examples of your work. This is when you start to curate your portfolio and you can start to put them on your website as well as on your social media accounts. People are just much more apt to purchase from you when they have seen examples of your work, they get to know your style, and they fall in love with your style, which is why they are going to ultimately purchase a portrait from you. So when it comes to sharing your work, this is a great way to start marketing your portrait business. And if you're on Etsy or on your website, I just wouldn't rely on those platforms to bring traffic to your shop organically. Rather, you're going to need to start posting in other places, such as your social media accounts, like Instagram has been a great place for me. But of course, in order to start sharing examples of your work, you're going to need some models, some pet models, in order to paint from. And there's a couple different ways that you could start getting pet models to start building your portfolio. You could start by offering your custom portraits as gifts for your friends and family. So just say, hey, I would love to paint your dog. Do you mind if I paint it and can share it on my social media account? Or surprise them for their birthday or Christmas. Or you could go ahead and launch your services as a special discounted price for a limited time. I would not recommend doing this for very long. All you need is a couple examples to post to your listing on your website, on your Etsy shop, or within your Instagram account to get some traction there. Or you could even run a special giveaway on Instagram. That's another great option, is to give away a free pet portrait, and people will just go crazy for those giveaways. Running a giveaway is a great way to market your business, especially if you're brand new, because it brings more followers to your account and more attention, which in turn will give you more sales in the long run. So then once you've started painting more portraits and you're starting to build your portfolio and you're now selling a few, be sure to ask for reviews. So once you've finish the portrait, you've mailed it off to them, they receive it. I always love to follow up with them via an email. Just say, I hope you loved your portrait. Would you mind writing me a little review that I could post to my shop? Or you could ask them to post a review over on your Etsy shop, because reviews and word of mouth are one of the most powerful ways that I've been able to build my portrait business. So don't be afraid to reach out to your customers and ask them for a review. Don't underestimate the power of word of mouth, because in the long run, it really does help to build your business steadily over time. So before I wrap this up, I just want to go back and review the ways that I think would be very helpful in launching a new pet portrait business. First, you'll want to determine your pricing and the options of the portrait that you're going to offer. Next, you'll want to determine the amount of spots that you'll offer per month or per year. Will you keep your portrait listings open all the time? Will you shut them down once you fill up the spots per month? You'll need a way to accept payments, so setting up a shop, whether it be a website or an Etsy shop, is a great place to get started. Start building a portfolio of work to share with your customers, both on your website, in your Etsy shop, and on your Instagram or social media accounts, because this helps to build more buzz and attract people to your style of work. And lastly, once you've completed some portraits, it's important to reach out for those reviews so you can post those on your shop and on your website to encourage future purchases. As I mentioned, one of the best ways to launching a new pet portrait business is by sharing photos of your work. Sharing photos of your work helps to build your portfolio, and it creates this hype and buzz that starts attracting people to your social channels and therefore getting more attraction and more sales. And one of the best ways that I created hype within my own pet portrait business was by painting one dog a day for an entire month, and I called this the Dog a Day Challenge. This was a challenge that I created for myself a few years ago, and it helped me not only build my pet portrait skills, but also gain a lot more followers over on my Instagram account, and I was able to sell out my portrait spots for the rest of that year, all the way through the holiday season, which was absolutely amazing. So if you're ready to launch and kickstart your own custom pet portrait business, I want to invite you to join the Dog a Day Challenge that kicks off the 1st of July, where you'll paint one new dog every day for the entire month. This challenge is an amazing way to build your pet portrait skills while also building a portfolio of work to share on your social media and create the buzz that you need to start attracting sales. So the Dog a Day Challenge is only for students inside of my course, Master Watercolor Dog Breeds. The course walks you through how to paint 31 different dog breeds in bite-sized, step-by-step videos. You're able to hit pause and rewatch as many times as you wish because the course is yours forever. You'll also be invited into an amazing private Facebook community where you can ask questions and share your work. The course also covers my favorite supplies for watercolor pet portraits, as well as how I package and ship my portraits. By the end of this challenge, you'll feel so excited and confident to start launching your own pet portrait business and start earning an income from doing what you love too. I'm running a limited time sale on the course, so I will leave a link down below for the course, as well as the special promo code that you can get a discount on the course for the kickoff to the Dog a Day Challenge that starts this July 1st. If you found today's video helpful on how to launch a custom pet portrait business, I'd love it if you could hit the like button. Your likes and comments really help to support my channel, and I am very, very grateful for that. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next week.